Oh, wait.
It's live.
Oh, it's just regular live. Hey, guess what? I'm early. Okay, so tonight on Larger Curves, we have Miss Americana in the house.
Hello.
Yes, Miss America. Oh, wait, I'm too far over now. There. Okay. So tonight we have Miss Americana in the house, and she is here to discuss a very interesting topic to me. Okay, I'm all about the love, as you know here, and she has a very interesting story that she'd like to share with us, along with her perspective, which got me interested in the story because I'm like, yeah, what is the freaking issue with what Keri Hilson said? What is the freaking issue? What is it?
Yeah.
So, tonight on Larger Curves, we will be discussing what Keri Hilson said. And as you can see in let me get my lean together. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait just a second. Just 1 second, Miss Americana.
Okay.
There. So, as you can see from right here, she said, is this all she said, Miss Americana?
Well, pretty much this is like the post that got the most backlash for some reason. That's why I wasn't really sure why, but she posted like a few other like statements about like what she, had a vision for like what she wanted to manifest in her love life and whatnot. And that
Uh-huh.
like that was like the first post and like maybe two more posts that she had posted about, what she wanted and, what she wanted to manifest for her life.
Yeah. That doesn't seem like it should be an issue. Usually that's rewarded. But as ever, since a Black woman is speaking, it's a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, please. That's the power we possess. Is
Mm-hmm.
that something as simple, natural, and beautiful as professing love for yourself in the form of a man or a significant other
Mm-hmm.
for a woman, you know what I'm saying, is somehow an issue when that's what all the self-help magazine, Cosmopolitan, I don't know them, in my opinion, all the magazines, like, that have those articles in them on how to get love is to buy the stuff in the magazine. You know what I mean? Like, but then for somebody to like not have that be an influence, it looks like, because none of that really is about Black love, as we know it. So for her to profess and know and the self-awareness it takes to profess that publicly is to be commended. And I mean, okay, we're gonna keep it 1,000 because it is Happy Pride, everybody! Shout out! And because it is Pride, had her shirt said something that had to do more with a pride type love instead of a specific love of self in the form of Black love, which is what they're really scared of, the
Yeah.
co-creation that comes of Black love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are a couple of well-known, less received um, educators that could school us on the fear of genetic annihilation that the power of Black love yields. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand some backlash from some people that weren't Black. But from what I understand, what got me really interested in this, Miss Americana, what really got me interested in this is that you said that some of the backlash was from Black people.
Yeah, most of the backlash was from, you had a lot of Black people in the comments, kind of just saying a bunch of stuff and saying how she looks desperate and how she looks thirsty and that obviously that she should just give up the whole like looking to date Black men because it's not working for her.
Uh-huh.
And that, you know, it kind of, they were basically saying I was making Black women look bad. But I'm like, how would it make any of us look bad? I mean, if that's what she wants, then that's what she wants. And
Right.
she has every right to. And
Address it and claim it.
yeah. And, you know, it was like a lot of people in the comments talking about, well, you know, she just needs to branch out. If I not put her life on hold to like date a Black man, or it's a lot of people that were like, my husband is white and this and that, or my husband's not Black and this and that. But I'm like, well, then go ahead and like get offline and enjoy your non-Black husband, because that's not what we're talking about. That's not what she was talking about. She was talking about, you know, her love for her people, for Black people in general. Like, you know, that's what she wants. And so it's just very strange to me. And I feel like if you're happy with your partner, whatever race they are, why do you need to disclose that your husband is white or not? Like, why are you why are we talking about this? If you know, I just I didn't understand that. So that was kind of like very strange to me, because I've kind of been seeing like a trend of like, you know, people kind of telling mostly Black women to date out of the race, which, you know, by all means, if that's what you want to do, then, you know, fine. But I don't think that we should be telling other people who to date or how to date, or, you know, like, I feel like if you're happy with your person that's not Black, then that's fine. But it's nobody is forcing you to tell us that your boyfriend or husband is not Black. Like, it's very weird, because I don't know, I just feel like it's irrelevant. And that's, again, that's not what, you know, she wants, and that's not what we were talking about. So I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I completely agree. It seems like that's the issue, is that when it's something for, let's say, the Pride Month society, people don't say, oh, and I love so and so. Not a lot, not without being called like maybe homophobic. If you decided to say some stuff like that when somebody professed their love for somebody within that community, you know what I'm saying? If you have any almost negative something to say about it, a smidge negative,
Yeah.
like a teeny incy smidge negative, and you're checked from all the people. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But for us to be on the other end of the far end of the spectrum of that, with regards to treatment of anything you say, of anything we say, like you were saying with like when Black women speak, you know what I mean? Like, why does everybody have an issue? Everybody else in the room is talking, but all of a sudden when I open my mouth, it's an issue. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't even have to be like this, except for you're making it like this. And so you're making me have to even talk even more, which obviously is annoying you. So why don't you shut up? You know what I mean? Instead of telling me to, you, and let me finish saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, and let me exist the same way that you are allowed to exist. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting also that we kind of accepted. Did you feel like you were the only person kind of in the comments that was like going back against the what seemed to be the norm of attack within the comments? Or were there, did you have comrades in arms, so to speak, that were like, yeah, you know what she said kind of thing, you know?
It was, I mean, mostly the posts were like against her message, and like, you know, and it was weird because these were people that like, you know, followed her and whatnot. But a lot of the more negative messages were on like this girl's YouTube. She had posted a YouTube video about it, and then I just decided to watch it. I didn't think that it was going to be anything negative. I thought it was going to, if anything, be on Keri's side of it, and then it just completely like flipped upside down. And
oh my goodness.
yeah, and it was basically like telling her how to run her life, and how Black women should keep dating out and keep seeking other options. And it was, I don't know, like from any other community, they're not telling each other to date out. That's not something that is said. Traditionally, people choose to stick with their people, like, whatever culture you're from, whatever background you're from, most people choose to procreate with their own, and that's fine, that's life. So I feel like people is like, well, it's 2021, it's time to like, date out and venture out, because, it's like the whole Black men, it's they're not good enough. They, it's like, but for me, it's like, it doesn't have anything to do with race. Anybody could be, a hole or whatever. And that's just life. You're going to encounter those type of people, no matter what race they are, what ethnicity they are. I just feel like it's so much like negative. It feels like propaganda, honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird, because I don't know when people started feeling like that, or like maybe now that we have social media, so it's like a lot of people just spewing out hate. So it could be just that kind of thing. But yeah, especially like in the comments, it wasn't really too many people besides Black people in the comments. I mean, you did have a few like people here and there, basically just adding their 2 cents and saying, well, hey, I think the shirt should say this, this, and this. I'm like, well, you didn't design the shirt, she did. So what she want on her shirt,
exactly,
like, sell, because it's her shirt.
Right.
So yeah, it was just very, very strange. And I don't know why this one is it just feels differently for some reason. And I don't know, I think with just everything going on, and I don't know, people just, I don't know, it's very weird. Like I said, I haven't really seen this much hate or like even outrage for something like a simple statement like that. It feels like trolling, but then it's like not trolling, because it's like real people having like discussions about it, and like, I don't know, actively like on like social media and stuff. So I mean, I don't know, it's very weird.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's almost like I was saying the other night, like we're in the upside down. Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
In Stranger Things, there's the upside down. I feel like a lot of this behavior is the upside down behavior. It's like just really dark, really like, nobody sees that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody sees it?
Right.
We're just gonna ignore this big shadow thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, let's push it. There's not enough in there right now.
You don't see the morals of your soul like being corrupt like in front of you. You know what I mean? Like something as simple as love to be attacked when any other community would have it lifted up. And that is so obviously opposed to each other, and opposite treatment makes it obvious to anybody that is aware enough in truth to see this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, it's really questionable and makes you feel like, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, are you there? Uh-oh. I think it went down. Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like it's a really good topic to have overall, because there's nothing like supporting Black love and supporting a woman, a Black woman that knows what she wants, that is letting it be known what she wants in such a public way. That should be.
Can I have a mouse?
A mouse? Like for a pet?
No, not a pet, like for like the computer.
I don't have one.
That one's stolen. Even though he doesn't use it. He steals it, but he doesn't use it.
Well, okay, I'm doing a live right now, so we could talk about it later. In the meantime, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so yes. Thanks for tuning in to LRGA tonight. This has been so far discussion with Miss Americana, and like the banner says, we are talking about why is professing Black love an issue. And Keri Hilson said, what? You know, and why would this be an issue? So we've been discussing just like the obvious infraction for there to be any comments that aren't supporting love, since all types of love are supposed to be supported.
That's true.
All types. All of them. So why all of a sudden, when we have such a beautiful statement and such a self-aware woman, being able to be courageous enough in the climate that we live in, probably knowing that she was going to face some backlash from some people that weren't her own, for her backlash to be from her own people, is part of the master plan.
Yeah.
As in the master's plan. As in way back then.
Yeah.
They were separating us from jump because they knew the power of us together was magic.
Yeah.
Because they know that us together is going to procreate and love and balance and nurture this earth. And it's going to cause a self-awareness and a rupture inside the universal flow of everything that they hold dear, which is only money that catches on fire, that has value, that they base on value, on some gold we ain't never seen in the gold exchange and the gold reserve.
That's true.
But then all of a sudden cryptocurrency is bad, but we ain't never seen the exchange for that either. But all of a sudden it's bad because they tell you up front that there's no exchange to see. You got to think about the master's plan. And part of it is trying to disseminate a beautiful thing, like knowing, like a Black woman knowing and saying out loud on the Instagrams and the Twitters. This is the Twitter, I think. Because she's knowing and saying on the Twitters, and Twitter's for tweeting, because she tweeted that her soulmate is Black. She was taking up too much space and ended up upsetting, not who she probably thought. I would have never guessed in like even not a million years. I'll give it even less than that because it was unfathomable. So she needed less time for it to, you know, I mean, I don't know what my logic could be. I don't even have logic right now because it's unfathomable. It's like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
The amount of self-loathing that's involved in any anti-love Black statement from a person that they've assigned to be Black. By the way, Al-Kabalan, American, yes, thank you. Because I'm rejecting Black, because they assigned me Black, and obviously I'm caramel.
Right.
So I'm going to make that other box say caramel American. And I suggest you take a nice mocha American. latte American, a cappuccino American, since we signing out colors. You know, I'm a dark sienna American. Sunday, I got back from the other place the other day, and I was freaking full on cinnamon American, nutmeg American. What? Doesn't that sound ludicrous? Doesn't that sound freaking crazy? Doesn't it sound crazy? And they're all just colors. But for her to say that she loves the color that some people, that some colonizers assigned to somebody that was already something else. Now keep that in mind too. We can go where we need to go, because just like America was already something else, because the natives were here, so America was already something else. So we calling it the wrong name already. So we can go places if we need to go, because we should have been holding this up. We shouldn't even have to have no discussion about somebody within the tribe not holding up the tribe. We need to stay on code within our own tribe. Stay on code. One says he did it, they're like, well, maybe he did it. Maybe he did. What do you think? Well, I think, for this, she said he did it, and they did it. Yep. It's done. And then here we come. They did it. Well, are you sure? Your eyes work?
Mom.
So you're saying you saw him do it or you heard him do it?
Mom.
Yes.
Is the gaming mouse his?
Huh?
Is the gaming mouse his?
No. Either of you can use the gaming mouse. But if he's using it, you can't just take it and use it, because that's going to cause an issue. I don't really know what's going on in there. Oh, wait. The green screen. So, I don't know where I was, but I know I was on the positive and being pro-Black love in any given circumstance from whatever tribe you're in. You need to be pro-Black love, because we are magic. Obviously, everything that is around this globe has benefited in some way from Black, Alkebalan American, African American, the melanated American. The melanated American's experience has been a benefit to the entirety of the universe. That is supposed to be. That's what we are. We're gifts. We're magic. We're fairy dust. Talking to Erica earlier. You know who Erica is. The people don't. So it can be our secret. No, I can let you guys in on it. Okay, she's my sister. Okay. So I was talking to her earlier, and my latest theory is that the melanated are magic.
Yes.
I mean, like literally, like Fae clan, like Fairy clan, like the Kanzi clan. You know what I'm saying? Like the winged, the forested, the elves, the gnomes, the ones that take the care of the earth and the realms and are gatekeepers to everything that is magical and good and keeps it balanced and flowing. That's who we are in our blood and our core.
Yeah.
And you know why I came up with this? Because what are many of us? What are many of the melanated? Iron deficient. A lot of them got the anemia. What did they used to keep the slaves in? Iron shackles. Why not steel, do you say? Well, that's a question, huh? What are fairies allergic to? What's fairies' kryptonite? Iron. It makes all their powers go away. And if you have it on them long enough, it can make them forget that they're even magical and make them controllable and make their magic only work for you. All kinds of stuff. So I know I sound crazy, but it's a thought. I mean, if they could just call me a freaking color called black, I could end up being a freaking fairy.
That's true. I mean, the things that.
Oh, hi, sister. I was just telling her about the Fae clan and being a fairy and the whole iron thing. Because we were talking about, Keri Hilson said, what? No, get away from over here. I'm on live.
Hey, wait, I don't think.
I had to mute the boys. Yes. So, yeah, so sister, I just brought you up and look, and here you are, right? Because I was just saying we was magical, girl. I was just talking about the magics. And Keri said, what? Keri said, what? And what is all this? You know, why is professing Black love an issue? Because you see this, sister? Let's go here, hide this. So this is what we're talking about tonight, sister. Keri Hilson wore this shirt that said, my soulmate is Black. She tweeted this tweeter. Oh, wait. She tweeted it. And here it is. Mm-hmm. Right? So, I like it like that. So, what do you think, sister? Do you have any comments? Do you want to call in, Erica? Here, I'll drop the link for you. Copy. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to do that. I can just go to banners and drop the link there. Or I can, wait, what do I do? Yeah, okay. Comments. Post it. Paste. Oh, sorry, did I yawn? Sorry. I'm putting my own self to sleep. Yes, sister, call in. Because we don't think there should be a problem with a Black woman professing Black loves for her person, you know? And we don't think that there should be an issue with that. I don't know if she's still in the house or not, but if she is, she can go ahead and click the link in the comments. So go on, Miss Americana. What else do you have to add before we close out this evening? We've been on for 27 minutes. We're going to go like about 45 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Well, what I was gonna say is kind of how I basically talked about earlier, how you know, like other cultures don't really require that from, you know, like if somebody said, you know, my soulmate was, you know, spoke Spanish, or my soulmate you know, is Asian, like that wouldn't be seen as a problem, you know.
Right, not at all.
How you said it would be celebrated. So I mean, we know that, you know, people, I don't know who they are, but they don't like, you know, Black people procreating with other Black people.
This person said your larger curse. Who's this? Erica? Why are you saying your larger curse too? You're crazy. You have to
I'd never done this before.
Okay, no, that's double advertising, but it is a little sketchy and weird. What is this? Did Daddy send this to me? No, I don't want
How are you guys? Cass?
Hi. I'm
Hi.
good.
How are you? How's Florida?
It's nice.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say the locations and stuff, you know. So we're discussing tonight, sister. You'll be able to, you can see this right here, sister?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you can edit your name though, seriously, so they're not confused? Because this is kind of like when we used to go to the club and you would take my drink because we look so similar. And yeah. But yeah, I think she's gonna change her name and come back because yeah, there's kind of a history there. People were sisters, where obviously sibling rivalry still happens. But that was a long time ago. Everybody's different now. We're all changed. Yes, Goddess 777. Add to the stream. Hey, hey, hey. She's on the scene. She's my sister. You know what I mean? I love her so much. Like she's a jelly bean, even though she's not sweet all the time. I'm gonna have to stop this little rhyme. All right. Welcome to the Heezy, sister. What's good? What's good? Welcome to the lives of the streaming.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You guys want to cash at me because I'm on live with you?
Hey, don't make me mute you. Look, I have control here, sister. Don't. Look, okay. Can we behave like you've been on? Look, there's a freaking timer. Can you see the timer? You've been on for like seconds and you already took my name and are asking people to send you money. Okay.
Look at the starfish. Ooh.
Oh, that's beautiful. What did you make that out of? That's gorgeous.
That's nice.
Is that epoxy?
Hey.
Or is that like a
It's clay.
Rico says hi.
Oh look,
Hi,
Rico said hi.
Jordan. And then I made this headpiece today.
That's gorgeous.
Well, you can't. It goes like this.
Do you have a filter on, or do you need to clean your camera, or are those the fairies come to say hi?
Is it shiny?
Yeah. You look very orby. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Hello. That's nice.
She'll wear a crown and have kind of watery, kind of wispy things coming off of her.
Yeah.
And then
That's nice. Hey, husband. So yeah, sister, look at this picture real fast. Keri Hilson said that her soulmate is Black, and all of a sudden, the people's panties are in a bunch, and it ended up being a lot of Black people, Black women specifically, were like, "Girl, you need to da 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 da." You know, like. Her professing that is an issue when had it just been say like any other community, yeah, it would have been, oh, that's so wonderful. You know what I mean? So why the attack? And we were then talking about like, well, I was going to other places. You know how you want.
I think people are trying to be more unity conscious right now, and not they feel like it's a barrier to the unity consciousness when somebody chooses a side, because we have multiple soulmates, and so her twin flame is Black, but we have multiple soulmates. A soulmate could be a friend, a family member, a lover, a parent. So we have multiple members in our soul family. So it is a little bit limiting, and I'm sure she's got more than Black soulmates. So,
okay, that is a way to see it, and all of that is an accessible answer for when anybody professes love. So why have I not even heard that from you until this moment about even this specific Black love? You see what I'm saying? So. Yeah, that's a great answer. And why is it an answer now? You see what I'm saying? So why not just let her be her limit? Why not just be like, oh, if that's what she wants, that's what she gets. It's like if somebody wanted to be with somebody of the same sex, we would be like, oh, if that's what they want, that's what they get. Why are we saying
just because people don't like it?
Listen, no. I'm just saying. I'm just asking the question again because, again, the answer is not fully all support of Black love in this specific case. And that's what we are advocating.
Right.
So in your advocacy for the universal flow of the external being a non-existent factor in a consideration of love, that's viable. And the viableness of Black love should be celebrated as a viable option, period.
I agree.
So, like I said, I love your answer. That's fabulous. And if somebody comes to us and says, oh, I want to be with somebody of the same sex, I'm not hearing nobody say, oh, that's limiting. You know, your person could be anybody. They could have any anatomy. Nobody's saying that.
Well, I'm just giving you a perspective of why someone might be rubbed the wrong way by that. I personally don't think that people not liking her shirt or having a problem with her shirt is going to change her mind about how she feels about who her soulmate is. So at the end of the day, you know, it's creating a discussion that can be had, but she's still living her life and choosing to only date black men. And that's, nothing's changed because people don't like it. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for whatever people's preference is. I live and let live is my motto. And so
you are just like that, sister. Yeah. Except for when you're telling me what you have to do all the time because you think you're the boss of me.
Well, I'm smarter.
Damn it. I'm gonna mute you. Shut up, bitch. I love you. That was a really elevated response, sister, and the universality of your response was a beautiful hum in the choir of love. And also, you know, your acknowledgement of the Black love being beautiful also is wonderful too. You know, like, so it's always good to get like all the perspectives. And of course, like I said, since we were like, the whole thing is like, why is professing it an issue? Like, that's what we were like trying to like, you know, and you're saying, what I hear you saying is that possibly the issue is that some saw it as limiting in some way.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Some people probably, you know, it wasn't going along with their program, so they were bothered by it, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it doesn't fit with what they got going on. And so, but yeah, maybe she had a dream about him. I had a dream about my man, and, you know, maybe she knows something. Who are we to tell her that she doesn't, is not, you know, going to be in a relationship with a Black man? So.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, yeah, who are you? Who are we to anything but support a person on their journey?
I agree.
You know, and that's kind of what I feel Miss Americana was saying when she even was talking to me initially before we decided to do this live together. She was telling me that, you know, like, why not just support her?
Yeah.
You know, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like nothing she was saying is wrong. And I mean, it's just one of those moments where she said what she said, and, you know, she obviously meant what she said. And it's, you know, I feel like if people don't like it, again, like, they don't have to follow her. They don't have, again, like, she's not telling other people, like, you have to date a Black. Like, she's not even saying. So, like, whatever energy, like, she's directing it towards herself, like, that's something that she wants. That's not something that she's telling other people to have. That's not something that she is, you know, forcing upon people. I mean, not that you can, but, you know, it's, again, I don't really see anything wrong with it.
Right. And as far as like the forcing, like, some could say that we live in a society that forces a lot. Yeah, I think that kind of washes out all the. So some could say that just overall society could just take all the love it can get, whatever form is getting in.
Yeah.
Can we get some, please? Can we get some, please? Because Keri Hilson said, what? Shouldn't have been an issue. We should have just
And
been
also,
all.
a lot of people in this country, Black people, have Stockholm syndrome, where they take up for the abuser or the oppressor, right? Because they've been programmed a certain way.
Right.
So they come to the total, like a Candace Owens situation, or
right. Exactly. Exactly. Right.
So yeah, so that's something that's going on in society too. I see it all the time with Black people, going to Trump rallies and shit like that, and loving people who are oppressive, and Candace Owens with her bullshit on Juneteenth, and any other Black affiliated thing. She definitely has been abused and to the point of becoming worse than them. So
right. I agree overall on Candace and that type of energy. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it.
Well, Candace, I feel like she's just like kind of a puppet. She's just there for, kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they just kind of make a mockery of her, and she's just like a puppet. She's just there. She doesn't really do anything for either one other than like just, kind of stay on like the white people side or whatever, and she's just kind of there, and I feel like they just kind of use her as like just like I don't know like they just
Owens is a smart woman, and she's allowing herself to be used. She's being embraced. Stacey Dash was all those years ago when she was on Fox News, and I'm wondering why we even have Black History Month. So but Stacey Dash, once she got into some trouble and came back down to life and realized those people who were supporting her on Fox News are nowhere to be found when she's going through all these struggles in her life, she's
clamoring at the door of the Blacks now.
She's begging to get back into the Black community. She wants to be a Black man and all this stuff. So I don't know if Candace Owens will ever come to have that reckoning or realization, but she may never. A lot of Black people may never have that. They've been so abused by this system and brainwashed to turn the other cheek and deny their beauty that it's turned into a bit of a syndrome that really defeats the purpose. So
I agree. That's the Stockholm syndrome. That's part of what we were talking about, is like in the deepness, the tracing back of a self-loathing or a fear of such a beautiful thing, such a natural thing, with a person that looks like you. The trauma around that union to make you reject it, is an effect of the Stockholm syndrome, is what I hear you saying. So, and it's sad, like when you really think about it, the level of fucked upness that the entire evilness that was and is the pervading oppression of the experience of Al-Qaeda everywhere on the globe is like, it's obvious to anybody with eyes. And it should be disturbing to anybody with eyes, but it's not. And that's why it feels like the upside down world, So
definitely, it's a dumbed down society, and people rarely take the time to examine themselves and just, swallow the Christian pill or swallow the social media pill or whatever pill they, choose to swallow to get through society. Everybody's kind of medicating in a way. We're looking for some kind of respite and relief because this is insanity. It's fucking crazy here. So, yeah. So people have their coping mechanisms, and some people aren't budging. Keri Hilson's not budging. She's like, I know what I want. I'm sticking to it. I'm not going to let society or anybody else dictate, you know, who I love, who I choose to love, and that's that, you know. So, yeah.
And I love her response has been like, here, let me see if I can pull that up. Let me go and minimize, and here. And that. Yeah, so share, screen, window to the wall. Okay. And I like what she says right here, you guys, where she says, I said what I said. And she made a t-shirt. There's a whole freaking collection, people.
Yeah.
Look, she made lemons out of lemonade. I want who God wants for me. But am I wrong for hoping my soulmate is a Black man? He don't even have to be American. I've dated 3 non-American Black men, but I want to love a Black man or a man of color. She said that, this says 1 day ago. And then she said, and if he's neither, he'd have to have a deep understanding and genuine support of my pro-Blackness. Black heart emoji. Anybody feel me? And I guess that turned into something. They're on sale for $9.99. And I think I might pop one into a basket. Because in my case, that happens to be the truth.
Yeah.
And I might have to lower the price of my own t-shirt collection because I just kept the price they said. Everybody in here usually makes it this price. And so I put on my stuff $1 below that price. But her stuff is like way below that price. I'm like, no, everybody can get some. There's enough for everybody. Get out of here. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's a really cute line that she has there. Let's see. We can just add to the cart. We're going to come out of here. Let's see. But this is embarrassing. BM date out yet, but B women stay begging and single. You have other options. This is the comment that you were talking about, kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was like that kind of stuff, and it was like it was just very like
anti-Black.
Yeah.
And then they're all, love has no color. If someone had said my soulmate is white shirt, people would be feeling a type of way. I'll be back. Small traffic. I go soon. I don't understand. Is that like?
Oh, that's a different tweet.
Oh, this is all different.
You know what I've noticed is there's like this one troll who's on everybody's post commenting something negative or being the antagonist. It doesn't matter what the post is about. You could be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and somebody says you put the always that
like
kind of grumpy and
peanut butter not have nuts. Are you racist? And you're like, no, I'm allergic to nuts. They're like, well, why are you eating peanut butters? Well, okay, never mind. That's not a great example. Okay. Okay, let's see. Anything else going on her page? No, but she does have a new album. Who I've dated is not an opinion, sir. It's a lie or an assumption posed as fact. But carry on, and she spelled it her name. A-P-R-I. People are so ignorant. So she can't have an opinion because she's behind the scenes getting her money. Y'all disgust me, dear Sandra Rose. I never dated a white man. Never even kissed one, nor have I dated Soldier Boy, Trey, or Lil Wayne. I'm actually surprised you're still around from all these years of incorrect info. You are one funny lady. Oh, Keri has shade for the people. Have time, and she has shade. I wonder what city she lives in. I want
I'm not
who God
sure.
wants for me, but am I wrong? And if he's neither. So let's see. Shakari Richardson said some stuff. I pride myself in being a smart woman, a solid woman, a growing woman, a healing woman, a relatable woman, dynamic, versatile, not just a pretty woman. Selena Carter said that. I don't know what that means. Shakari Richardson, that's it. That's the tweet. You're so strong. I'm proud of you, sis. Oh. I don't know. That's it, I guess. Okay, yeah. So that was really interesting to see that reaction. That was really interesting, huh?
Mhm.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can click on the comments and see. Oh, you have to go back and then just click on the whole tweet. Scroll up. Yeah, just click on the whole tweet. No, just the white part, like the white background part of the tweet. Yeah. Yeah, and then just scroll down and you can see all.
Oh, this is embarrassing. Love has no color. Good luck. You're considered a black man's preference and still get cheated on and not wifed up. One-sided loyalty. Let us know when you find that unicorn. You don't know who your soulmate is. If you did, you'd have one. Shop Keri Hilson. Sis, we're doing everything but music now. Where's the album? I'm waiting too. I don't know. I don't care if it's a No Boys Allowed 2 mixtape. I don't care. I don't even know what all the smoke and disrespect is about. My soulmate is black too. What's the issue? Can someone explain? Are we back to people's preferences now? Souls are colorless. Get ready at 8 Saturday night. Look, Kitty is ready for her. Let's see what Kitty's talking about. Oh, look, Kitty's cute. Kitty and Keri sitting in the tree. Kissi. Who knows? King Martinez Shabazz said, hey, black love, black family, black excellence, black generational wealth. What's good?
Mm-hmm.
Love doesn't have a color. Love is love. I said what I said. And hit us with some rainbows. Okay, that's so ironic. Whenever someone expresses their desire to date or mate interracially, people are the first to stick up and say that everyone has a preference. But as soon as someone expresses the desire to mate inside their own culture, here come the correcting them. Yeah, it's like we always need to be corrected. You know, to say, oh, black people can't do this because, okay, so we created the entire crop system that was the only form of commerce in 1609 was rice. Did you know that? And do you know who brought the rice here? Black people. And do you know that the initial slave ships were brought not to pick cotton, but to plant and grow rice because white rice didn't know how to grow it? Did you know that? We created the literal, they used to be like, oh, I want to buy 10 parcels of land. And they would be like, oh, do you have a bag of rice for that? We literally printed the currency. That's the equivalent of what we did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for all this disrespect is unfreaking necessary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's very
And,
unnecessary.
I mean, it's coming out of the woodworks right now. You know, white people trying to stay in their power of superiority. So they feel like it's okay to have an opinion like that. And then, you know, they take everything personally. I don't know if you saw the girl on TikTok who said, "You're right. I don't like white people." Did you guys see her?
Yeah, that one.
And how many white people just came out of the woodwork. You know, it's not like her dislike of that race of people is going to cause them bodily harm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to make them miss out on opportunities. She has a preference and she has the right to express that preference and say that. And has her valid feelings of why she feels the way she does. So that's, I mean, I feel like, you know, white people are kind of overstepping their boundaries in a lot of ways by, you know, taking on topics that really don't have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Just another way to try to flash that superiority. And that's the difference between being prejudiced and racist is when you're racist, it's systematic. It's in our schools and our doctor's offices, and we're seeing it blatantly in our faces today. And so, but you can be prejudiced. Being prejudiced doesn't hurt anybody. You can not like a group of people and not want to kill them or cause them bodily harm.
Right.
Stay
As
away
long
from.
as you're not the hiring manager acting out on those actions, we're good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As long as like you have a shutoff valve, as long as you have a switch to be able to, you know, contain your bias, you know, because we all have it. This is the world we live in creates bias.
Yeah.
We're fed bias. We're
And
spoon fed bias, and it's labeled entertainment, and it's, you know what I'm saying, and it's labeled comedy or whatever, you know. And so when we then regurgitate bias to our peers in society, we shouldn't be shocked because that's what we've been spoon fed.
it doesn't mean we got to eat it.
It does not. We can go on hunger strike. I haven't seen that TikTok lady lately. Last time I saw her, she was on day like 26 of her hunger strike until until the committee to have the meeting about reparations is set. Don't turn that around, please. Did you hear about her?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so you're right. You can choose to ingest it or not, right? So, and that's literal, right? So all of it is what we want to take and what we want to throw away. Just like that's one thing I love about I used to have a tarot deck, and one of the cards was Aphrodite's nest. And you know the thing about Aphrodite's nest, you know who Aphrodite was?
Goddess of love.
Yes, the goddess of love. Afro, get it? Afro, hello. Obviously she black. Aphrodite. So this picture, see how they shot off her nose?
Mm.
Picture. They shot off her nose because it was a black nose. Hello. That's what they
Wow.
Her hair doesn't lie.
Hair. She has curly hair too.
Her hair doesn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
The hair does not lie, but the nose was shot off. Why? Because it was, we don't like cookies. Because it was a symbol, it was a remembrance that this beautiful person is obviously of the Negroid persuasion.
Mm.
And that's what they did to the Sphinx. That's what they did to many of the Egyptian monuments. Anything that proves the legacy of the African Al-Qiblan, because we were even talking about what was Africa before Africa? And so we came up with Alkebalon. I'll show you that too. Let's do a plus. Alkebalon.
Kind of reminds me of how like they flooded and like burnt and pillaged like all the black towns and cities in the United States, and they put lakes over it like Lake Lanier
Yeah,
and Georgia, which is it's crazy because
yeah.
they've done it a lot of times in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and raped and pillaged black communities. And
Constantly, incessantly, continuously to this day.
to this day, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
crazy.
disgusting, and that we have to even go through it. But
Mhm.
it's only because our magic is in iron right now. And so we have to find a way out of the iron, people. But look at this. So I am creating a movement. You're hearing it here first on LRGA Curves. Creating a movement. I'm rejecting black. It was assigned to me by an oppressor. It's continued to be nothing but an ill-fitting jacket of a label that people put on and take off all the time. I mean, there's this other person on TikTok with millions of views because he sounds like he has a Russian accent, but he's like, I'm black. I'm black. I'm transracial. If somebody can be transsexual, I'm transracial. I feel black. I'm comfortable as black. So let's bring into the cookout. You know, and I'm like, so since it's all a fucking game anyway, I'm going to take you a step further. I reject the black label that was assigned by an oppressive, evil, maniacal, so-called master. I embrace the now realized Al-Kabalan. And so I came upon this in some research that Al-Kabalan is the oldest name for Africa in Arabic. It means land of the blacks. And mother of mankind, also known as the Garden of Eden. Al-Kabalan is the oldest and the only word of indigenous origin. Even worldatlas.com in 2020 recognized that according to experts, Al-Kabalan translates to mother of mankind or the Garden of Eden. Al-Kabalan is an extremely old word. So I embrace Al-Kabalan. I reject black. I even at this point reject Africa because we can look up that Africanus guy. Africanus, Louis Africanus.
Did you get some water? Okay.
So let's see first so that's the person I'm talking about. And then I'll say name Africa before I go repeating stuff that's not true. Okay, so the historian Leo Africanus in the 1400s. So, okay, people, let's do our history. The first slave ship arrived when? Supposedly? 1586. So Africanus, who was in this time right before that first sailing of the ships, had attributed the Greek word phrike, meaning color and meaning cold and horror, combined with the negative prefix a, also meaning a land free of cold and horror. So Africa is literally meaning the land free of cold and Hora, and it was assigned that name by this Leo Africanus. You see that? So that means that even calling us African Americans is still an assigned name by a colonizer.
And he's a white man. He's a Spanish. He's from Spain.
Well, if he was Moor or something, he could have been like, let's see, Leo Africanus.
He looks
He
Spanish.
could be Arabic though.
Yeah.
Which would also be, I mean, and then how are we gonna how is nobody questioning that we allowed colonizers to take a country like Africa and then separate it into regions and reassign a Middle East and import white people and say that they belong there and beat out people of color from where they obviously go naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a whole lot going on here. But this all has to still do with the this all had to do with us trying to get to like, why is it so bad to profess this black love, you know? So let's just dissect not only what black is, but then why is it a threat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're already an hour and 6 minutes in. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. This is fun, huh?
Yeah. It's like,
so he was a Berber. Okay, so he's technically black. My bad, people. Because Berber is definitely okay. Berber is like the region where the first Africans came from. Let's look at that. Oh wait, let me stay there. Let me go here. Let me go here. Berber region. Here we come. It's in Africa. Berber region. You ever heard of Berber carpets? That's the best carpet in the world. You go to houses and they're like, oh, you can tell a Berber carpet. People that have good houses have a Berber carpet, the best carpet in the world. And it's made in, of course, Africa. Let's see where it is on the map. Oh, no. Let's do images. The maps takes us everywhere. Images gives us a nice region. Okay. So, Berber is all this portion of Africa. Libya, let's see, here we go. Algeria, Niger, Chad, North Africa, the history of Berbers in North Africa. See, Berbers and Arabs. Let's see. Okay, so the Berbers are the indigenous people of Morocco and Algeria. To the lesser extent, Libya and Tanzania. They are descendants of an ancient race that has inhabited Morocco and much of northern Africa since Neolithic times. The origins of the Berbers is unclear. A number of waves of people, some of Western Europe, some of sub-Saharan Africa, and others from Northeast Africa eventually settled in North Africa and made up this indigenous population. The Berbers entered Moroccan history toward the end of the second millennium BC. So they're basically black, what we would call black. Because also, if you really want to know, black was assigned as the color for dark-skinned Muslims. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So Moors is also they call it Moors of Spain, but they're not Spaniards.
Mm.
They arrived in Spain and whooped some ass and held thrones there for many a year, many a season. But the term Moor is used by Christian Europeans to designate Muslim inhabitants of the Maghreb and Iberian Peninsula, Sicily, look where we're going with this, Malta during the Middle Ages. Did you know that Sicily was previously a Black region? Did you know that?
I did not. That's
Hello.
I'm hearing.
That's based on their own definition of what a Moor is. Because after I show you this, I'm going to show you how the Moors then became assigned Black. So Moors were initially indigenous. What did we say? Berbers. Where did we just show us Berber was? Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Look at this. Look how far we're going back. Look how far the lies go back, people.
Yeah.
That's why it's imperative. Let's go back to our first picture. Where is Keri? Oh, did I get off Keri? Uh-oh. No, here she is. Where is Keri? Yes, her professing that her soulmate is Black. Why is this such an issue? I'm showing us. Because if we go all the way to the Blackness of Black, how did we end up Black from Berber? How did we end up Black from Moor? How did we end up Black from Moroccan? How did we end up Black?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So any unification of us to us disseminates their Black assignment because it unifies us regardless of this general term of Black. Because what did we say earlier? The term Black has no affiliation. It has no country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody can have some. But when you go to India, when you go to Canada, I like to call it Canada, when you go to Egypt, when you go to Japan, when you go to Korea, when you go to Africa, Nigeria, Liberia, Sudan, Belize, Guatemala, freaking Australia, when you go any freaking where, you can't just go there and be like, I'm here. I'm this. You cannot. It is not a freaking loud. It's not a freaking loud. But people can say, oh, I'm Black. I'm Black. I'm coming to cook out. They can say that. They can say it and nothing will happen. And then it's just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So generalizing a population that's core and inception has to do with Berbers who have to do with the richest part and richest, most powerful port in Africa that they came and took over when they colonized. If they keep us Black and ununited in any way, we're never going to find our way back to the history of what the Berbers were and what we really are besides just being Black.
Mm-hmm.
The more family you get, the more you go looking for what you are so that you can tell your kids, oh, this is what your blood is. Oh, this is where we are. This is where we're from. This is what we believe in. This is part of our culture, you know? So they have to hide it and vague us and generalize us. But we can't do it to them. We can't do it to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But they get to assign a label like Black to something so beautiful as caramel sienna.
Mm-hmm.
And we accept it? No. I reject it officially. I'm going to where'd it go? I don't see.
So how do you feel about the term African American? How do you feel about that term?
Well, like I just showed us, Africa is a term that's used to describe the land that our people is from, but it's not the name of our land.
Mm-hmm.
It just said that Leo Africanus assigned that name. Didn't say that. What did it say that? Let's see. Leo Africanus. That's what we looked at, right?
Mm-hmm.
It said that he described, it was a description that still leaves us unaffiliated in a way. Because even on the continent of Africa, there is no country called Africa.
Right.
There's South Africa.
And like if you even meet somebody from Africa, they don't say, "Oh, I'm African." They say, "I'm Ghanaian," or "I'm Nigerian," or "I am Ethiopian," or "I am Somali," or "I am," etc. They don't
They
say,
are affiliated.
I'm
They
African.
got backup. They got state lines.
Mm-hmm.
They got a clan. They have a bona fide tribe that they're checking for, that they can look over to and say, oh, on a map, it's right here. So even African American leaves us unaffiliated to a degree. I did just hear about this whole thing called the 6th region. Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't heard that either.
The 6th region, I don't want to call up no site, because last time I clicked on some shit, my computer was like, bitch, you don't want to be here. Okay, but here, we can go here. This looks safe. These drop downs are usually safe. So the 6th region. So I'm talking about a place for us to say and point on a map and say, oh, we here. A country, some state lines,
a
geographical place is what we are lacking within the term Black. You see what I'm saying? And even Al-Kabalan doesn't even give it justice, but at least it gives us a region. At least we can point to a map and be like their original name of what it was, instead of a descriptive name that was still assigned and usurped by the freaking colonizers that obviously hijacked freaking Leo Africanus's work. You know what I'm saying? Which was much the to-do of the season. They come in and act like they're your friends, talking about Jesus loves you, and then half a minute later, they're like stabbing you in your back, taking your work, and saying, "Oh, your person that we just killed, died. Your person, that person. Yeah, he said you guys need to do this." And then they turn around, they're like, "They did it. Come on." You know what I mean? Like, it's like ridiculous the amount of foolery that goes on. So anyway, we have an opportunity as Al-Kabalan Americans, African Americans, Black Americans, Negroids. Oh, I still didn't show you the more Black connection, which we can also get into. But the 6th region is within the African Union. There are 6 regions: North Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, East Africa, and South Africa, plus one last region, the 6th region, which constitutes the African diaspora. Who are we from? The African diaspora. The ones who were brought to this country as a form of cheap labor. Not even cheap, free mistreated labor. You know what I mean? It has a political, economic, and cultural importance of the diaspora is increasingly recognized. So the 6th region is a whole entire movement that if you feel like you need to get behind having a region to go to, having some state lines to be associated with, so you're no longer just a color that was assigned to you by a colonizer. Black assigned to Moors. Are Moors Black? Okay, so the term Europeans depicted Moors as being black, swarthy, tawny in skin color. And we already said that Moors were what? Muslims. And everywhere from Sicily, which is now Italy. Isn't it Sicily? Isn't that full on Italians?
Mm-hmm.
The Moors were heavy over in that region.
Well,
so that was black Muslims were in that region.
yeah. And I mean, if you think about it, Black people were the first inhabitants on Earth. So it would have only made sense that we were the first people no matter where we went.
Right.
Whether it was in Europe, whether it was even in Americas, we are Aboriginal people. So, I mean, before there were even different types of people, we traveled to places to, settle. And so I think a lot of people, don't realize that Black people, I mean, we are, Aboriginal people. We are the original people of this earth. We are the original inhabitants of this earth. No matter what part of earth we were in, we were always going to be there first because we are the original, people.
Yeah, definitely. Wherever we go.
Right.
But the lengths they go to hide that from us is the reason they call us Black.
Yeah.
Because they can't say, oh, you're the Moors, because then we'll start being like, oh, so you mean we own Italy? Oh, so you mean we was running Scotland? Oh, so you mean that the first king of England was a Moor? You mean that guy? Oh, so you mean that, that not only was he a Moor, but then he was killed by the Queen Elizabeth people? Oh, you mean that guy? Uh-huh. Because then we'll start asking some questions. And we'll start wanting what's fucking due to us. Let's look at this, okay? So I'm asking, are Moors Black? If for those people that might think I'm leading the camera, right? My first question said Black assigned to Moors. I'm just in Google, people. Anybody can do this. Because I wanted to know. I'm like, I don't feel Black. I'm obviously not Black. I don't look like what they keep telling me I am. Just like it doesn't look right what's fucking going on in this world. Yeah. It doesn't look right that what happened on January 6th gets to happen with no repercussions. These people are getting charged with parading and being loud. And not a summer before, peaceful groups of melanated humans were terrorized by the same government protecting paraders that broke windows and murdered freaking law enforcement. It's disturbing. I reject anything that has to do with anything that energy has assigned to my human energy, my person, my light shining in this universe. I reject it all. I resist in its entirety any assigning of any negative vibration to my experience from this moment forward. And in my resistance to that is how I came up to see, well, what the fuck, how did we get to Black, right? So let me go on. I'm sorry, I went off on a rant. So I said, Black assigned to Moors. Are Moors Black? The term is of little use in describing the ethnic characteristics of any group, ancient or modern. From the Middle Ages to the 17th century, however, Europeans, who we also call white people, depicted Moors as being Black, swarthy, and tiny in skin color. Where are the Moors from? Since you assigning shit, since you reassigning shit, since you come into America calling it America instead of asking if Pocahontas was leading you around, why didn't you just turn to her and say, what is this land called? And can we squat for a minute instead of come over here and rename her stuff and enslave her people? Why couldn't we have done that
Mm-hmm.
because it's not in you. Because you love reassigning stuff and taking stuff away. And when I say you, I mean that energy of that and whoever carries it out. Okay? Because where are Black Moors from? Derived from the Latin word moris, the term was originally used to describe, where are we back to, Cassie? Berbers and other people from the ancient Roman province of
Mauritania,
which is now North Africa. But you see how
this whole country, Mauritania.
Now you said they said it was a Roman province,
Yeah.
which is now North Africa. But what has Africa always been? Africa. So even in this description of what things are, we still are seeing how they're kind of like tweaking things to make our minds be like, oh, so it was Rome before it was Africa? No, motherfucker. No, Africa, Rome, then Africa is what but this is National Geographic. Over time, it was increasingly applied to Muslims living in Europe. Okay. What nationality were the Moors? Consisted of Berbers from Morocco. Where did we already show ourselves that is? Also, the people of Western Algeria, Sub-Saharan African, and from Marianetta, right? It just said up here that Marianetta was the ancient Roman province. But down here, it's saying that it's a Sub-Saharan African. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to hide stuff even within the truth. So you have to be really diligent when you're doing anything. Because like we said, we were just talking about the importance of supporting, the courage it takes to admit and understand the necessity. It's like an endangered species. It's like getting, oh yeah, you love your dad? It's like getting last to some kind of bird. Let me ask Suri what's freaking, hey Suri, what bird is almost extinct?
I found this on the web.
Okay, 12 birds, most endangered species. Let's see. We have a kakapo. It's known as the owl parrot. There's only 142 left. There's the fruit dove. It doesn't say how many are left. That's bad. If they don't know the number, that's bad. 5 individual kiwi birds are still living. Let me see what it is. Does that really say there's only 5? Only had 5 individuals living. No freaking way. The kiwi birds are gone. I want to cry. A hooded gibi. It's a bird native to Chile. As it turns out, minks love to eat them. It was declined to half due to the decrease. They earned a spot on the thing because the minks ate them. The snowy owl is beautiful. 85% decrease. The gate khrushchev. So basically, I'm bringing up these endangered species because you see how there's a list when things are endangered. You see how people like take the time to list it so that we can be sure to care for it, so that we can ensure that it continues to thrive before it's an issue, before there's none left. We're supposed to take care of this because it's endangered, it's under attack. There's too many less than, you guys were outside? Awesome. There's too many less than playing basketball? Oh, cool. There's too many, the number that are leaving is so exponential to the number that is being produced that it's an urgent situation. We need to make this list so we can pay attention. That's how I'm feeling about Black love. That's how I'm feeling about the melanated presence on this earth. That's how I'm feeling about the melanated experience in the America, because that is where we happen to be held in our magic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we should just really, I feel like there's a magic to embracing love that looks like the melanin of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's power in realizing that union. And you know it's true because look how bad they're trying to keep it apart.
Well, yeah, and I sent you another link of like I sent you another link too of kind of like how just how like in general, like, you know, I guess like Black people, or, you know, not even, you know, if you don't want to say Black, but just how we're kind of, to touch bases off of what you were saying, how they're like confusing us with, you know, like what we are and that kind of thing. And they are erasing, basically erasing who we are by changing. Like, we've had so many different names. We were called Negro, then we were called colored, and then we were called Afro Americans, and then we were called African Americans.
Yeah.
Then it's so many different names, and, you know, that kind of thing, to keep us from our truth, essentially.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, it's all part of a huge conspiracy. If any, think about it. Because I was thinking about, why do everywhere we go, everywhere there's melanin, it's an issue. Why? Because everywhere there was melanin, melanin has ruled, and melanin was usurped, and melanin was tricked by missionaries under the guise of Christianity.
Stop. Rico, go get in your bed. Go.
Melanin was promised stuff. And then
Did you give him water?
had the, you know, promise reneged on. Did you email it or text it?
Oh, I just put it in the
In the chat?
yeah, in the private chat.
Oh, in the private chat. Oh, I see. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Am I still hearing good? America's second largest Indian tribe expels Blacks. Yeah. And they had to do that. Let me go open this link in another window.
Yeah, it was a lot of information that I learned about through Dane Calloway. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh yeah, he's he has a lot of good stuff on YouTube. I would just search his name on YouTube, and he has a lot of good stuff. But he talks about, like, basically how we were saying earlier that, you know, we were here before anybody. So again, we were here on every part of land pre-slavery. Slavery, you know, happened, but that wasn't all of our history. And I feel like a lot of the
Not
history
at all.
there. But we have been here existing, coexisting, trading, merchants, and doing all sorts of things throughout history that, you know, they don't want us to discover. They don't want us to.
They want us focused. Actually, they want us focused on African American.
Yeah.
Because that implies that our rule was not worldwide. That implies that we weren't Sicilian, that we weren't freaking Spanish, that we weren't in Europe, that we weren't in what's now the United Kingdom, that we weren't ruling Scotland, that we weren't ruling Ireland, that our kingdom of Darlinda wasn't like one of the vastest kingdoms ever, and that the Celtics and all those people of ice, that's why the description of the land free of ice, of cold and whatever, cold and horror, horror, like a horror movie, like a really scary shit, right? So he said it was a land free of that because we're like how Black people are, happy. We're doing our stuff. Things are magic. It's life. It's thriving. It's beautiful. It's color. It's music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to another land that fool saw, which was obviously cold and horrific. So he said Africa is the opposite of that stuff. What better advertising than that?
Yeah. But yeah, and we kind of, like what you said, we were, everywhere before everywhere. And
they need us focused on Africa. They need it.
And
because then we'll come for all the other places, Cassie.
Yeah. And I think most of us, like especially people that I try to have this conversation with a lot of people, and they don't seem to grasp the idea that Black people were roaming in Americas. Like we were roaming in Central America, South America. Like that was all of, our land. So they literally had laws passed, especially in America, where it was like the $5 Indian, where white people will literally pay $5 to be listed onto a native tribe, and they kind of
mineral rights and land rights from that Indian, because it was only per the treaty. One of the treaties they decided to, sorry to cut you off, but one of the treaties they decided to uphold said that Indians had mineral rights and land rights vastly in that area. And so the $5 Indians were trying to get in on that action fraudulently and plagiarously assign themselves as Indian because it was convenient for their capitalist greed. Carry on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, basically. Basically what I mean.
I mean, and that's common knowledge. But that's also why they don't need critical race theory taught in colleges anymore, in schools are. They're making it against the law to try to even know the treachery and the extent of their mediocrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this day they're still sitting on that land. And if they're found out, then just like how Jewish people came and got all their shit back,
right?
Black people are going to be like, well, why can't we get our shit back? They gave everybody else all their stuff back. All their stuff got back. That's why we got movie houses and all kind of stuff from people that were once oppressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their last names are prevalent throughout society as well established people, and we're sitting here struggling for what, why? So this article you sent me is looking really interesting. So America's second largest Indian tribe expels Black. You see that it's from 2011. The Cherokee Nation recently stripped citizens from a majority of African Americans who descended from slaves of wealthy Cherokee Indians before the Civil War. Okay, and this whole phrasing right here.
Yeah, like we were descended
from slaves, like the Indians had us for slaves. Like it wasn't like just a match and mesh of what was happening, which is like what our grandparents would say. It wasn't this like business arrangement shit, which is where, never mind. Okay, I could go a whole other place, but we got to stay. We're almost going on 2 hours, girl. This is fun. I like this is a really interesting live. I'm glad that you could. Daddy, what the fuck is that? I hear Dad. Fine. Turn on the light. You don't hear it? It's going. Just. It's huge. It's bumping into shit. He needs to. It doesn't sound well. Not at all. He doesn't sound well. I heard a. It went away. It was big and black and just came out of nowhere all of a sudden. Just a huge. I don't know what it was. It said. It was hella loud.
my God, I'm getting hungry.
Talking about eating
Probably
stuff.
gonna
We
make
got
some.
really deep. We went all the way from Keri Hilson to the reservation. So we're gonna wrap it up. Let me end out with here, because look, you can see my HDMI cord is jacked. But can I get another one? Let's see. Can we go here? Let's see. Okay, yes. Just because somebody says this, we should support it. That's my final opinion. What do you have to say, Miss Americana?
I agree, and like she said in the caption, she said what she said, and I mean, it's her life, and if she wants to, continue with that, then that's her prerogative.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I ditto on that statement. Thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. You can leave a $5 Indian comment down below. You can leave a comment if you happen to catch this live later. I think we had a really in-depth conversation. I don't hear many of us talking like this. And because we went deep, we went so deep into the rabbit hole of what is the issue with professing Black love. And I think that we did a really full spectrum kind of beginning of a conversation that could really even be a series if we wanted it to. I appreciate you coming to the channel tonight, Miss Americana, and everybody be sure to check her out on her platform. She's on YouTube as Miss Americana. It's spelled here. You can check her out. Be sure you give her subscribe over there, show her some support and everything.
Thank you.
And thanks again for coming over here and sharing your knowledge and your insight. It's all about the love all the time. And I will talk to you sooner than later. Okay. So, wait, let me say that. And then say, okay, we will see you guys later. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, just everybody, thank you so much for watching. And my channel's right there if you want to tune into my YouTube. That's pretty much it.
What kind of stuff do you do on your YouTube real quick?
My YouTube, I'll be doing a lot of different videos. I'll be talking about a bunch of different stuff like race. I'll be talking about I'll be having like cooking channels on there as well.
Yeah, you're a vegan, right?
Yeah, so I'll post some vegan cooking channels. I'll kind of be talking about like holistic health and that kind of stuff, and also a bunch of different topics. I can go on forever, but just a lot of different topics. About everything really. So you'll just have to tune in.
Yeah, well, I hope that everybody gets a chance to, I just realized I had backpack. I hope everybody gets a chance to check out your channel. Be sure you subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe here. Leave a comment down below, and I'll try to get at you. I usually respond, even if it takes a month sometimes. But I do end up responding, or at least liking your comments. So thanks again. And so on the count of 3, I'm going to end the broadcast. And we really appreciate you for stopping by. So 1, 2, 3. Thanks again.
Bye.